Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your Planning Outlook video updated on Friday the 20th of April. Now, the current warm spell that many places have enjoyed over recent days is being chased out of the way through this weekend as a fresher westerly pattern takes hold into next week. A showery picture with temperatures dropping back towards or below freezing on the highest mountains in Scotland. I think that rather mixed pattern is what will take us to the end of the month. Let's have a look at the weekend's charts first of all. High pressure is centred towards the east. We're drawing in a warm and fairly humid air mass from the south. That weak frontal feature that's shown across parts of England and Wales is just enough moisture on that to trigger some heavy bursts of rain by Saturday evening. Some thunderstorms across Wales, tracking north-northeastwards into northern England. Scotland on the whole stays dry through the day with cloud breaking to most of the higher summits really, and a decent day in prospect. The wind from the south will just tend to freshen and a front will edge in from the west later. I'm just going to run the sequence of rainfall through Saturday afternoon and evening. This is just off one of the computer models, bearing in mind that thunderstorms are very hit and miss in their detail. They may not be quite as extensive as is shown here, but it'll give you the general idea. Mid-afternoon onwards really across Wales is where they'll develop, running north-northeastwards by the evening time into northwest England. Again, that might be rather overdone. It could just be a few plumes of thunderstorms very locally, but that risk is pretty extensive into northern England. Running northwards up the Pennines into the lakes, most likely after dark or towards darkness at least by that stage. What we could find is two sort of distinct plumes, one running across northwest England, another one across the eastern Midlands, and all just moving north-northeastwards through the evening and the night and clearing away into the North Sea. Meanwhile, a front comes into the west of Scotland to bring some rain to the West Highlands later in the night. So there's the chart by Sunday. A cold front will have passed eastwards. Various bits of fronts will follow. The idea of rain on and off, some showery bursts in there at times, a fresher west to southwesterly wind compared to previous days, and temperatures a good few degrees cooler overall. I think for England and Wales, showers a bit more scattered, but could still be some rain on and off West Wales, the Lake District and Western Pennines in particular. Into the new week, and we've got a westerly airstream across the country on Monday. Fronts trying to move in from the west. A bit of uncertainty on the timing and the detail of these. It may be that things deteriorate across Wales, northwest England and southwest Scotland as time goes on. Otherwise, it's a story of showers, these quite frequent across the west and northwest Highlands, but not too many reaching eastern Scotland, with cloud breaking there to higher tops. A blustery wind and feeling chilly on those higher areas. That's the latest chart for Tuesday. Again, detail uncertain, but further fronts trying to trail eastwards across England and Wales may give some organised rain for a time on western hills, but tending to be on the move and passing east through the day. Showers again across Scotland, most frequent in the west, and winds could be up to gale force for a time at least on higher areas. A similar blustery, cool, showery westerly airstream across the British Isles on Wednesday. Showers most frequent in the west, many places probably seeing them at some point during the day and staying on the cool side. Let's have a look at temperatures, and this is the 850 millibar chart. That's at around 4,500 feet in the atmosphere. It'll give us a usable steer then for the temperatures on the highest summits. This is through the weekend. The plume of warm air from the south is in place, but being chased away as westerlies come in as we go through Sunday. You'll see the numbers on the white backgrounds. That's the height in decameters, so that 132, 1,320 metres, not too far then from the highest Scottish tops that you'll see. And values at that level in the atmosphere are around or just below freezing point, so expect it to be much colder again across the higher Scottish tops. Running forwards over a few days, and the story stays fairly similar. Little fluctuations of temperatures from day to day, but on the whole, the higher Scottish tops staying down below, just below freezing point by a degree or so. Freezing levels maybe down as low as 1,000 metres at some point. Higher terrain in England and Wales staying above freezing, but you might only be above by a degree or so. Scafell and across Snowdon through the middle and latter part of the week. Taking a step back to look at the big picture for the longer range outlook, and this is later in the week. A cool westerly is still around, although a bit of a trough trying to develop out to the west of the British Isles towards next weekend is a problem. It could create an area of low pressure that just develops more extensive areas of rain or showers into the weekend. Detail very uncertain, but you can see that low pressure area centred on this chart, at least northwest of Scotland by that time. The colours on this chart are the temperatures in the middle layers of the atmosphere, and it's at that level that we can sort of see broad scale ridges and troughs. You'll see the trough in the colours there out to the west of us. Low pressure, the white isobars shown here at the surface. High pressure is building over the Atlantic further out to the west, and what may eventually happen is that high builds further north towards Iceland, and low pressure tries to squeeze away further southwards as we go into the start of May. Low confidence in the details of this one at this stage. It may just be things become very slow moving. Low pressure is centred somewhere near or to the south of Britain. The wind flow could come round as a cooler north-northeasterly at some point if this happens as shown here. Higher pressure might try and topple back in from the Atlantic at some point into the start of May as low pressure tries to run away eastwards. So there could be some improvement, but it's a long way off at the moment to get the absolute detail. And looking very tentatively further into May, that's I suppose towards the May Day weekend, which is going to be Monday the 7th of May this year. High pressure for that week, the 7 days up until the 10th, is shown as being centred across Central and Southern Europe, with lower pressure, on this chart at least, north of Scotland, which means that basically it's a west or perhaps southwesterly pattern that dominates through this time. Changeable towards the far north, drier, brighter and warmer towards the south. I wonder how long it'll take to get genuinely settled weather back into the picture. Not quite getting high pressure back over the top of us fully at this stage. That seems to be the trend, at least, into the start of May. So a bit of a mixture as we go forwards. I don't think there's anything particularly warm about the patterns in the next week to 10 days or so, certainly compared to what we're just seeing in recent times. We'll keep you right up to date then with all of that in the next planning video. We'll update that for you on Tuesday of next week. Thanks for watching today, and bye for now.